Times and Sunday Times has unveiled redesigned websites ahead of charging for content next month. The introduction of the so-called Paywall is a radical move within the online news market, which has until now been mostly free to users and funded by advertising. Well, the editor of The Times, whose owner also has a controlling stake in Sky News' parent company, says that charging for internet content is crucial to the survival of the newspaper industry. So let's get more on this. I'm joined now by Alexander Ross, who's a partner at the law firm Wigan. Welcome to you. Let's deal with that point first of all, that the Times editor has told us in the last half an hour. James Harding saying that the Times has little alternative but to pursue this line of business. Well,
he may well be right. The fact is that websites don't make money. I mean, as far as I know, the Guardian website, which has even more traffic than the Times website, still doesn't make money. And I understand that the Daily Mail website, which is the most visited newspaper website in this country, doesn't make money yet.
So how many customers do you think would be prepared to pay, though, to visit these newspapers online?
Well, we've carried out recently some research into what consumers are likely to do. And that research showed that only about 10% of people are likely to be willing to pay the figures that Rupert Murdoch suggesting will be charged for the Times, which is interesting because that actually coincides almost exactly with what I believe Rupert Murdoch said is his projection of the loss of traffic. In other words, his websites will lose about 90% of their traffic. So if he's done his figures properly, it may be that on that 10% of business, on those figures, he's able to break even.
Are you surprised by that survey at all? I mean, given the fact that we're used to having newspapers for free, we're used to having journalism for free online, we're also used to having journalism for free in the street. We get free newspapers increasingly now as well. Are you surprised that 10% are prepared to pay?
I think the problem is that selling subscriptions online is proving a huge problem for any media industry. I do a lot of work in the music industry where the selling of subscriptions has proved to be a huge problem. People really are not prepared to pay a subscription. They're prepared to pay on a one-off basis, but the most popular streaming site at the moment, Spotify, funny enough, has said recently that the same number of its users, 10%, are willing to pay a subscription based in order to have no advertisements. But the other 90% will not. What
does it mean for advertisers? Because clearly there's going to be a much smaller number of readers looking at the website, but is there a case to be made for the fact that those readers will be much more thorough, they're paying for what they get, they're not just going to flick into one article and go away again, they're dedicated, they're very into the newspaper, and also the advertisers will probably have more information about who they are?
Well, that is the argument, and it is that the CPMs, which are the money you could make out of clicks from ads, will be much higher on a very targeted website, because the website will know who those visitors are, they'll know who the traffic are, and they'll be able to monetize them more easily.
Will other newspapers follow?
I think it's unlikely. We've had Emily Bell recently, the outgoing director of digital media at The Guardian, saying paywalls are a stupid idea. DMGT, owner of the Daily Mail, have said it's very plain that people will not pay for news content on the web.
They say that now, but if it works, they'll all be following, won't they?
Well, there are others who say, it's possible that secretly other newspaper editors are breathing a sigh of relief and hoping that Rupert Murdoch is right, and in which case I suspect that others may well follow. But regional newspapers have tried it and failed.
OK, well, Alexander Ross, it'd be a fascinating project to watch. Thank you for that.
Thank you.